Hello there and a warm welcome to our channel here at the New Mommy Company. Today I'm very excited to talk to you, all the non-birthing parents and the dads, about how to bond with your baby. My name is Maria and I am the owner and founder of the New Mommy Company here in Oakville, Ontario. And I'm excited to talk to you today because I just love talking to you about all the hints and tips and knowledge that I have picked up along the way throughout my 20 years of working with new families and their babies. So this is a true passion of mine and it's a real privilege to be here to chat to you. So stay tuned for all of my hints and tips if you are not the person who has birthed the baby. But many of these tips cross over to anybody in your family who would like to birth with baby, even the person who gave birth. So mom, that is you too. So first of all, we're always going to want to make sure that dad is involved with breastfeeding as much as possible. Now, obviously dad can't breastfeed the baby, but what they can do is that they can support you in every way possible. So dads, you can help mom with the burping and the diapering and all of the accessories that go along with all of that needs support in. So what that means is that when mom is feeding, you can get her a snack, you can get her a drink so that you can care for her. But then when baby needs to be burped, you can take the baby and burp the baby. You can take baby and diaper baby so that you are taking some of those responsibilities and getting to spend extra time with baby, which is really important too. So that's meaning that you get hands-on care of the baby on a very regular basis, because as we know, babies that are being breastfed are feeding very regularly. And particularly if the person who gave birth has had a C-section, then it's very helpful for them not to be getting up and down all the time for the burping and particularly for the diapering. So number 2 is support with pumping. So you can help to get the pump ready. You can make sure that the pump is clean, sterilized, washed, ready, prepared to go, because that cuts down on the time that mom needs to be able to get everything set up and ready. But then what is the big advantage is that you can take the time to feed the baby too, which means that mom can either go out, mom can take a nap, or mom can even go to bed early so that she can get an extra long stretch in so that she can pump before she goes to sleep. Then you have the feed for the milk, for the next feed, and so mom is able to get an extra long sleep in. And feeding your baby is a really great way to be able to bond. So if breastfeeding is something that you have planned to do and are doing, then well done and congratulations. But it is a really nice way to be able to involve you as the other parent, to be able to give baby a bottle from time to time, just to give mom some relief, extra sleep, and obviously allow for you to bond with baby too. The next thing you can do, which may come as a bit of a surprise, is not just to bathe your baby, but to actually bathe with your baby. So you're going to need an extra pair of hands for this, because it is not recommended that you try to get into a tub with a baby. Getting in, maybe not so difficult, but getting out certainly is, because then obviously both of you are wet and that's where the danger comes in. So we don't want anybody slipping and sliding in a bath holding a baby. So run the bath nice and warm, obviously not too hot, make it nice and high, and that way then you can actually get baby to sit on your chest and you can get in a little extra skin to skin, or you can hold baby in almost a cradle hold where you would be for a feeding position, or you can simply lie them on their backs with their back against your chest, and they can look up and you can hold their hands, you can rub their legs, and you can have a really nice time. It does give some really great photographs of this tiny, tiny baby across a big masculine chest. So one of the nice things about bathing with your baby is that it's very relaxing for both of you. But like I said, it is a good idea to make sure that somebody else is handing you the baby and you can hand back the baby. And just remember, no big artificial bubbles, so be very careful about what you're putting in the bath. Yes, it can be fun and maybe give you some great photographs, but we want to be careful of baby's skin, so don't go to town on the bubbles. Maybe hold off on those until you're having your own bubble bath. The next thing you can do is skin to skin. So like I said, you can have skin to skin in the bath, but you're not going to get in and out of the bath all of the time. But just having skin to skin where baby is just in their diaper and baby is on your chest. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to take all of your clothes off, and especially in the wintertime, that might not sound very attractive because you're thinking, oh, that's going to be really chilly. But all it means is that you open down your buttons and then you can put baby in their diaper, and then you can have that across them. If it is the summer and it's quite warm and you feel like being just in your chest and no clothing on, then you may want to consider putting a blanket across baby's back so that once they're in position here, that you can put a blanket across their back, because we don't want them to get cold. And skin to skin is a really great way to be able to bond. Baby can feel your heartbeat. Baby is usually quite relaxed and quite comfortable. And obviously you can touch them to soothe them and talk to them. And that's a really magnificent way of being able to bond with your baby. When you have them in that skin to skin position up here, you can also incorporate a tiny little bit of tummy time. Not something you need to worry about right at the very beginning, but it is something you can do so that if you have them here, particularly if you lean back, then they will want to make eye contact with you. And so as a result of trying to straighten up and be able to make eye contact with you, it's going to strengthen their core. And so that is a little bit of tummy time. So if baby a further couple of weeks down the line isn't that overly keen on tummy time, then you can get them to go on your chest and make eye contact in this way. And so skin to skin is not just for the birthing parent, it is for everybody to be able to have skin to skin. And that way then you can help baby to be very relaxed and enjoy some skin to skin. And bonding is a really wonderful pastime when you have a very small baby. If you're really not sure at this stage how you should be playing or interacting with them, just skin to skin and just enjoying each other's company and getting to know one another. So the next thing is just eye contact. So we don't need to go for skin to skin. We just have them in a close proximity, probably in a feeding position just like this. And babies love, love, love eye contact. So if you can hold your baby within 12 inches, because their eyesight is not that great beyond 12 inches. So, you know, holding them pretty close and having eye contact with them will encourage them to start to babble and talk in their own way. And then you can mimic how they're talking to you and responding to you. So it usually involves making quite a number of funny faces, excuse me, sticking your tongue out and just reciprocating with the noises that they're making and talking to them. And ultimately, you're going to be smiling to your baby, and your baby's going to learn to smile by being smiled at. So the more conversations that you have, and you know, you can tell the baby about the weather, you can tell them about what's going on in the world, you can tell them about how you've had a good day at work, you can tell them about whatever. It really doesn't matter. It's just about talking to them and chatting to them and getting in those early cues for them learning to smile and understanding and listening to you and understanding the sound of your voice. Playtime is another wonderful way to be able to bond with your baby. So what does playtime look like? Well, quite frankly, it can be anything you want it to be, and that's the nice fun part about it. Probably not some rough and tumble just yet, and we know how dads love to wrestle and play with their kids on the floor, so maybe you might want to hold off on the wrestling just for a little bit. But any sort of playtime is wonderful with your baby. So it might be a mobile, it could be a toy, it could be a rattler. It doesn't really matter. It might even be some black and white visual cards. There's so many things that you can play with, but, you know, just holding their hands and clapping with them, you know, there's so many different activities that would constitute play. And just do what feels right for you, whatever feels comfortable, and, you know, just get on with it, and who cares if there's somebody watching. But if there isn't, just relax and enjoy each other's company. The other thing you can do if you have time where either baby's not very settled, and so you have what's called, or I call, a fourth trimester baby, so a baby who likes to be held a lot, but then you're thinking, oh, I'm not going to be able to pick up older kids from school, or I have to be able to get some household chores done, then baby wearing is a great option to be able to help keep baby happy because they're held, but also it means that you can get on and get those other chores done. So baby wearing is where you wear your baby in a sling or a wrap. Just make sure that it's put together properly. You don't want anybody falling out. And if you are wearing more of a wrap style, just make sure that you can always see baby's face. So we don't want baby's face buried too much into your chest. It does need to be safe. So you need to always have baby at a proximity where you can kiss them, so that they're high enough and where you can see their face. So we don't want them buried in here. We do want to turn. Now this baby's head doesn't really turn that easily, but we would like to see their face, because obviously we have to be aware that if they are buried into your face, that could be dangerous. So kissable and visible are the two cues that you want to have when you are wearing your baby. The next thing you can do is read to your baby. Whether you want to read the latest John Grisham novel or you want to read The Hungry Caterpillar, that is up to you. You can read them whatever you want. But babies will also love to be able to look at the pictures as they get older. And so they will much more appreciate The Hungry Caterpillar as opposed to John Grisham as they get a little bit older, because everything is visual in terms of what they want to be looking at as they get a little bit older. And reading is a great part of their bedtime routine as they get a little bit older, because it becomes a very significant cue, just like bathing does, that it is the end of the day, and it's a really nice part to end the day with if you are reading on a regular basis to your baby. So just remember, make it age appropriate. In the very beginning, it doesn't really matter. You can read out loud to them and, chances are they're falling asleep most of the time. But as they get a little bit older, they will want to be able to see the pictures as you're reading. And that's a great way to help them with their language skills as they get older too. And I'm not talking older as in 3, I'm talking as in 6 months, because the babbling will improve and increase. So we want to make sure that we're doing as much with them in terms of talking to them all day, really, so that you can help them to understand what you're saying and build on their language skills. And then the next thing you can do is baby massage. Baby massage is a really great way for you to be able to bond with baby and help baby if they are having a rough day, or if it's just part and parcel of maybe your bath time and bedtime routine. It's a great way to be able to relax everybody who doesn't love a massage. And particularly for the babies who are having any sort of tummy or digestion issues, if you are massaging their tummy and their legs and their abdomen, it's a great way to be able to bring them relief. Now, I would suggest that you either get a book, take a course, understand the rights and wrongs when it comes to massage, because we want to make sure that we're doing it correctly. If we were to massage in the wrong directions, in the wrong places, with the wrong pressure, we might cause more harm than good. So it's definitely worth investigating and getting a little bit of education on, because it is a wonderful thing. They sleep really well after it, so there's definitely that benefit to add in there too. And then finally, become the DJ. Be the DJ you always wanted to be, if that was something that you aspired to as a younger person. Put on your favorite tunes and sing your heart out, dance around the floor with your baby. And ultimately, if you find that funny and if you think it's good fun, you're going to be smiling at your baby. And babies learn to smile by being smiled at. So that's a really fun way for babies. Babies will love music. And so you can sort of get them to get involved in like your style of music, whatever that might be. but it's a great way for you to be able to entertain baby and distract them. If they've had a rough half an hour, if you're not sure what else to do with them, just crank up the tunes, turn on that music, and sing to them, whether you're carrying them or you've got them in a sling or you're doing whatever. It's a great way to entertain them. And as they get older, you'll start to see the little legs start to go as they start to bop, which is obviously very fun and very rewarding, and is a really nice way to have some time with them. And obviously, if they develop a love of music, then as soon as they can, stand and sit and walk, then, you'll see them boogieing and shaking their tush and having fun with you, which obviously is just continuing those bonding and special moments that you have with your baby as they grow up, because they do grow up really, really quickly. So those are my top 10 tips for dads or the non-birthing partners to be able to bond with your baby. And like I said, they do cross over to pretty much anyone in the family who would want to bond with the baby, but especially for those who haven't given birth and who are looking for an additional way to be able to spend time with them. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you do, give us a like, give us a thumbs up. And if you'd like to stick around for more of our videos, then hit the subscribe button. We would love to have you join us on this journey with us. And we'd love to know what other videos you would like to hear and see from us. We'll be back next week, next Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern with another video. So until then, I hope you and your baby have some fun together and have a great day. Take care.